Valar Morgulis travelers, and welcome back to another installment of Grug the Grung Stories and More, where we offer repose to the weary and glory to the brave. I am Grug the Grung, and this here peaceful scenery is the pond. Cool stuff happening today, you beautiful people. We are inaugurating a new section for the channel. That's right. I am very happy to present our very first Glory Stories video. By the gods, am I happy for this video because D&D is about having fun and enjoying drama in-game. With horror stories, it's always about some jerk making everyone's lives miserable. But not today, no siree. Today we're skipping the toxicity of the world and we're diving straight into light-hearted shenanigans, magnificent roleplay, and barbarians being barbarians. So raise your fists and let out a battle cry. For the glory! My characters tend to be really good with money, with a couple exceptions where the DM intentionally ensures our characters don't make much more than skilled laborers. This past session, the party went shopping for magic items. I rolled high enough on charisma to offload 2+1 longswords at max price. Nice. Then one of the players cheers. Hey, now we can get our barbarian that magic breastplate! Sorry you guys, you needed that extra 1,000 gold pieces? Well, yeah, if you don't mind chipping in, the rest of us collectively paid 4,125 gold pieces. Oh, keep your money. I've been meaning to offload these gold bars. They've been taking a lot of weight in my bag of holding. Where did you get all of that? You know how we keep running into evil nobles? Well, before their self is seized by the state, after we take them down, I just go in and take everything that isn't nailed down. How do you think I got this bag of holding? And they just had gold bars lying around? Oh no, the bars were... Remember when I used illusion magic to trick those raider monsters into escorting us through their mountain fortress so we didn't have to fight our way through every room? Well, once we were outside, I turned invisible, then went back and stole their entire treasure hoard. And you've been keeping this all to yourself until now? No, no. The rogue has. He and I have done a bunch of side jobs for the Thieves Guild. I've been giving you my cut when you weren't looking. If you kept better track of your money, you'd likely have noticed the extra zeros. Good to have you on the team. It is always good to have a bard on the team. They're just too damn good, even for their own good. Their charisma and just the amount of skills they get, and the sheer amount of support they provide for the party is immeasurable. You need to pass that Arcana check? No problem, you're inspired. Roll an extra d10. Need to be the reason for a draconic bloodline sorcerer to be born? No biggie, not 20 to seduce the dragon. You are 1,000 gold pieces short of an armor? Don't sweat it. They'll pay the full price, cause they're just too damn cool. You gotta love them. Quick fun fact, not to get too metagamey here, but I myself have some levels in Bard, so wink wink. Anyway, moving on to our next story, we have a magnificent example of just some gorgeous roleplay done by the whole party. Rolepost! So two party members, a fighter and a bard, have had their characters obviously have a crush on each other for the longest time. The whole party knew, but they would never get together. Until today. After felling a Durgar fortress and meeting the bard's twin brother, we return to town where the brother, also having a performer's talent, starts a show for the townspeople and refugees to lighten the mood. During this, the twins danced, and my own character, somewhat of a snobby noble, wanted to join the fun. The fighter offered his hand to her. She accepts, but the bard never spots them in the crowd. Had she seen, she'd probably been heartbroken. The two get to converse during the dance, in which my character tries to ask about his backstory, instead accidentally stirring up bad memories. After the dance, he wanders off to be drunk and depressed. This becomes relevant later. Afterwards, my own character tries to hide what occurred at the dance, saying she danced with several people. The druid interrupts, saying it was just one, and when questioned herself, pretends to be asleep. When the bard tries to reassure my character and ask why she lied, I finally crack and admit to dancing with the fighter. Now's the time to make the relationship the direct subject. With some choice of words, the notion of my character's attraction to him is swept aside. His dancing ability is emphasized. She is encouraged to ask him out to a dance next time too. He'd never dance with me. You said he was a nice guy. Would a nice guy turn you down? In the midst of encouraging her to talk to him, he arrives. The bard can't read him, but I can tell he's drunk but trying to hide his depressed mood. Would you dance with Bard if she asked? He doubts his ability, but I put an encouraging word in on his ability, then ditch to make them talk. The DM catches on and snow begins to slowly fall. He describes the romantic music beginning to play. The bard mentions the rumors that they're together, flustered by the encouragement. The fighter, too drunk to lie, admits truth to the rumor. They kiss and finally get together, while the druid, faking her trance, listens in to make sure it all goes smoothly. After the two return to sleep, I sneak out and high-five the druid. The twin brother pops out of the snow, flute in hand, the source of the music, of course. And the snow is revealed to be from the druid's fae friend, also in on the plan that totally wasn't improvised on the spot. Mission accomplished. No, isn't it just heartwarming? The lovey-dovey awkwardness, the drama, the kiss. This is the first time I hear about romance going right in any TTRPG. It's usually some person forcing themselves onto another because they couldn't bring themselves to do so out of game. But boy oh boy was this cute. We should all strive for this level of roleplay. I'm not referring only to the romance, but also to the interactions between the PCs. For example, I really liked that OP asked in character about Fighter's backstory. This method is a simple yet a very effective way to open the floor for roleplay since you are tapping into a piece of story that a player wrote themselves. Remember that our characters are alive within the story and little things like these make them appear more real to us as participants in the game. This whole romantic scene at the end was also beautifully improvised, so props to everyone involved in the game for catching on and teaming up to set this party's ship to sail. This kind of teamwork is what takes out a dragon in one round. I certainly would be scared for my life if I had to DM for a group like this. Moving on to our last story for today. We've got a barbarian delivering a NAT 20 with a fork. Row post! This is a story from my first ever D&D campaign. The party is me, a variant human bear totem barbarian, and the DM's little brother, a wizard though I don't remember his subclass or race. A small group, I know, but we'd gain more members later on. This campaign centered around an ancient sealed king with 3 sons. The seal on the king could either be opened by killing his sons and taking the keys they had, or by obtaining 7 magic pearls, 2 of which were in our possession. We had decided to hunt down at least one of the brothers and guard the key ourselves. Maybe not the best decision, but we were confident in our abilities. My character was a bit of a joke character. I had built it entirely on the Tavern Brawler strike and only fought using silverware. Because of this, DM gave me a homebrewed magic item. We both started with 2 magic items, called the Utensil Bag of Holding. It had 15 charges, and by reaching into it, I could use one and pull out a random utensil. This will be important later. We had just reached level 5, when we reached the youngest brother who took a form of a giant crab made of water. No offense to any crabs. We're looking at you, Crit Crab. DM later revealed we were under level for this encounter, so he lowered its damage output and made few attacks. But even so, the 2 of us and the NPC who was helping us were struggling. I didn't seem able to hit it. He later told us it could only be harmed by magic, so I'd only be able to hit it with a utensil from the bag. The wizard was, of course, squishy, so he was running out of HP and had been cornered by the crab. It was at this point I had an idea. I had just obtained the sharpshooter feat. I turned to Wizard and said, I have an idea, but if it doesn't work, you might die. Do you want me to go for it? To which he responded, will it kill it? I think it could, but it's risky. Will it be cool? If it works, yes. Do it. I asked the DM if there are any stalactites near the crab. He tells me to roll perception as a bonus action instead of an action because he wanted to know what I was planning. I rolled high enough to reveal one pretty much right above the crab. I grinned at DM. I like to pull a utensil out of my bag. Okay, you reach into the bag, feel a metal handle in your palm, and pull out a fork which glows with a faint aura. I'd like to throw the fork at the stalactite above the crab. Is that okay? DM grins, realizing what I'm planning. Make a ranged attack roll. I roll. Nat 20. Nat fucking 20! DM describes the fork flying right at the stalactite, hitting it right at its base, and flying through to the other side. At this point, I assumed he let that happen, but wouldn't let it fall because there was no way a fork would realistically be able to take down a stalactite. But after a short pause, he describes cracks forming around the hole and the stalactite falling right on the water crab, crushing it. Wizard and I start losing our minds. My silly idea actually worked. The remains of the crab formed into the shape of a watery child, who we then convinced to give us the key. Other stuff happened after that, but that was by far the highlight of the session. That barbarian is still one of my all-time favorite characters, mainly because of this event. TLDR, I rolled a natural 20 in order to crush a crab made of water with a stalactite, which I brought down using a technically magic fork. Yes, by the gods, yes! What a better way to end our first glory video than with a very well-placed natural 20. I do feel a bit sorry for Crick Crab though, in case you read this story, because, you know, being a crab and all. But oh, the glory! And this was during OP's first campaign nonetheless. I am very happy that their first experience with D&D was a positive one, deserving of a glory story. Wizard being on board with OP's craziness and DM going along with it as well. It is just a sight to behold. Congratulations, guys! All of you involved in these 3 stories, you have won D&D. This is how you do it. Unfortunately, we have reached the end of today's tales, everyone. Thank you for stopping by, and I hope your rest eyes have treated you well. If you have enjoyed your time here today at the pond, feel free to drop a like and follow the channel for more glory stories to come. Good luck out there, adventurers, and remember to fight for the glory, till our paths cross again.